Lanka's best partnership of the innings. Janit Liyanage went past a half century. Kamindu Mendis, well, he was looking very dangerous. Bowled out. The Pakistani fast bowlers started making inroads. Short spells, bowling quickly using the short ball. And things slowed down somewhat. Hasaranga, especially in that last over, the 18 runs that Sri Lanka eked out has given them something to bowl at. Well, Pakistan will have to bat well. Dew will be a factor. 289 is what Pakistan would need in their 50 overs. Let's go join Zainab Abbas, who's trying to break down the first innings that was just completed.
Thanks, Russell. Great finish in the end by Sri Lanka. Vanindu Hasaranga once again scoring runs for them. I've got with me Amir Suhail and Arooj Mumtaz to just reflect on what happened. Amir, great finish in the end. Once again, we've seen that from Hasaranga in that last game as well, that we've seen what he can do with the ball, but also with the bat. But the question is it enough, the amount of runs that we see?
I think with the dew around, and if you see, there is a bit of sheen on the pitch as well. Batting is going to become very easy. And when you talk about Hasaranga, imagine if there was a top batter batting along with him. That score could have been stretched to 310, 15 easily.
Hasaranga then, because we are on him, talking about him in his wickets as well, you know, he seems like he's got that potential to be a proper all-rounder, considering the fact that we've seen that he can bat as well. What did you make of his innings today, Arooj?
Yeah, I think he's such an asset in terms of his batting ability, like you're saying, and it provides so much to the balance of the side if he can contribute. 15 that previous innings almost got Sri Lanka over the line. They were only short of 6 runs, and again, 37 from just 26 deliveries. And like Amir said, had he had a set batsman at the other end, they could have easily had 20, maybe even 30 more runs. But he's an all-round cricketer, and don't forget, he's a gun in the field also. So when Sri Lanka come out to bowl, with the spin that he causes, he's also very good in the field.
Decent partnership between Liyanage and Kamindu Mendis to just give them that bit of platform where they can make about 288.
I think they complemented each other very well. Liyanage had the role that he's going to accumulate runs, and it was Kamindu Mendis who was going after the bowlers. He was looking for boundaries, and both complemented very well. Had that partnership eked out more for Sri Lanka, could have been a different story. But having said that, Kamindu Mendis has started to find his feet in shorter version of the game. He was exceptional in Test match cricket, but he's taking his time to establish himself in ODI cricket or T20 cricket.
Now, Abrar Ahmed is establishing himself really well in ODI cricket because he seems to now have a knack of picking up wickets in this particular format. I mean, what did you make of his performance, Arooj?
Said on commentary as well, he's almost become the mainstay and almost should be a permanent feature in the one-day team because of his wicket-taking ability. He's got a couple of attributes that work really well. A, his variation in pace. He's almost mastering that skill, and he's always looking for wickets by attacking the stumps. 3 wickets, 4 wickets, and now 3 wickets. In the last 3 games, he's picked up 10 and less than 4 runs and over. So that's a spectacular bowling performance. Here, pitch map as well. You look at the grouping, just under 70% in that good length area. And look at the line. He's targeting the stumps. And remember, Sri Lanka full of left and right hand combinations, and he doesn't get thrown off by that combination. So I think, like I said, I would like to see more of him, more consistently, to go with that seam option that Pakistan have.
I just want to add one thing about Abrar. You know, he wanted to fatten his repertoire. He developed that carom ball and other things, but he has returned to the basic. As a wrist spinner, he's bowling more googlies, he's flighting the ball. That's where he's making the difference, and I think he should stick to that.
All right, then Abrar's strengths, we're talking about that, but also even Haris Rauf, Amir, because you talk about Pakistan looking for bowlers in that middle phase where they can pick up wickets. Abrar is one answer, and then you've also got somebody like Haris Rauf. I mean, what's been impressive about him that we've seen him pick up his performance in that last one-day international and this one?
I think one thing is for sure, when you give ball to Haris Rauf, he's going to leak runs, he's going to leak boundaries. But as long as he's encouraged to pick up wickets, he'll be a handy bowler to have in your lineup. And the difference he's creating, he's looking to pick up wickets for Pakistan at crucial juncture of the game. And you know, he's been very impressive ever since he has come back into the Pakistani lineup.
One thing that wasn't particularly impressive about Pakistan today was their ground fielding as well, Arooj. I mean, we've seen Naseem Shah, with that slide. I mean, what is the appropriate way when you're fielding in the deep? Is it about those slides? Is it about really diving in first? How do you look at this?
I mean, first, ideally, stop the ball with your hands and not with your feet. Ideally, you want to be doing that. But on all three occasions, taking your eyes off the ball. Even here, look, Wasim Jr. on that occasion, Naseem Shah is already looking in front to throw the ball back into the stumps. So the ground fielding was a bit of a mess. Babar dropped a sitter. You don't expect that from him. But I think generally, you're always looking to slide. Commitment and anticipation are two key features when it comes to fielding. Sometimes you overrun the ball, but ideally, you want to go hands first, please.
Okay, 289 Arooj is what we're looking at. What do you make of this situation right now? Which team feels better?
I think Pakistan will probably back themselves because with the dew coming in, we saw it. It came in just after the 10-over mark.
Is there dew?
First game. Just touched the floor right now. It's just a little bit moist. No real pellets have come down yet. But I think Pakistan will back them, especially given the performance from their middle order. What they will hope for is for their top order to fire and make use of that power play.
Your predictions, your thoughts before we throw it to the commentators?
I think if Pakistan bats intelligently, it should be a piece of cake for them. All they need to do is play Hasaranga intelligently and try and play him off the front foot. They should be all right.
All right, Hasaranga is going to be absolutely key for these Pakistani batters. It's going to be an absolute cracker of a contest. It's back to you boys in the commentary box.
Thank you, Zainab. Interesting thoughts. Waqar Yunus, 288. Your thoughts on the target?
It's a challenging target. It's not something you'll say, oh, they'll just get it with ease. They have to really work hard. These two left-handers up front, they didn't look very comfortable against the new ball bowlers in Sri Lanka. So I think if the ball swings, then it's going to be a bit of a problem for the left-handers. Very young at this level at the moment, 300, 350s. He's got good strike rate, almost 100. So Pakistan have got players who can really give them a good start and take the game away, because they both are striker. They look to attack, and if there is no swing, they will be a little bit dangerous for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it is a batting lineup that's pretty strong, and you got players complementing each other. Fakhar Zaman, immense experience, the power, the average, and the strike rate. When you look at it together, another very dangerous player indeed, and hence these are wickets that you want early as an opposition. Then you got the experience of Babar and Rizwan, if required, to absorb that pressure and set it up once again for Salman Ali Agha and Hussain Talat, who will be now on top of the world in terms of confidence. And that's what you want your lower order players to feel like, that they can go out there and do whatever they need to as per the situation. Asita Fernando been very good with the new ball, picks up heaps of wickets, probably the best going around in the last year or so in world cricket, in the power play as well. He's a little under the weather early, and there was doubt whether he'll play today, but here he is, and he's got the new ball in hand. One slip awaits, a short mid-wicket, extra cover, the captain encouraging him to attack those stumps. Here we go. Fakhar Zaman on strike. Bit of movement, but it's like side-ish, and they're on their way, Pakistan.
Yeah, a little bit of swing for Asita Fernando, and in the previous match also he caused a lot of issues for the two left-handers. Swung the ball back into the left-hander. This one swung but the wrong line. The length is okay as long as you start from off stump or middle off. That's the way he should be attacking the stumps.
Picked up Saim Ayub in front of the stumps. LBW to a ball swinging back in. Let's just keep an eye out to see if he's made any changes to his technique. Got his front foot right across, and that's was the issue. He's off the mark again. The line not right from Asita Fernando.
And it happened in the previous match also. When he starts, he doesn't really get it right, but once he finds the right length or right line, then he becomes very dangerous. He's a wicket taker for sure. He's got a really good action to ball those in-swingers to the left-handers. I don't have issue with him bowling full, but as long as it's within the stumps. Fine leg there. More in a catching position for Fernando to, if he delivers one of those deliveries again on the leg side, you know, there's a fielder there, there's a catcher there.
Leg side ish again. Bowling very full. And his strength, Bakar, is that he gets it to swing late. The angle out of the hand is slightly towards the offside and then comes back into the left-hander quite late. And that's the challenging aspect for the left-handed batter.
Yeah, even you know that it's going to come back into your pads because it swings very late, because he pushes the ball and gives a real good revs, the backspin we call it. That's why the ball just doesn't swing straight away. It just travels for good 16-17 meters and then sort of dips. No, not good. Not very
Done
good
well,
so
yes.
far. All these deliveries on the legs.
But he can't believe he's missed it, Fakhar Zaman. That was a juicy full toss.
Yeah, that's because he's not scored many runs in the recent past. So he's sort of searching for 100. He's already got 11 of them. We haven't seen 100 of his bat for a while now. An opportunity for both these players to take their time and then can just push on.
Gets it nicely. It's 4. The line this over, probably a good line for a right-hander, not for the left-hander.
Yeah, previous delivery he missed out, and this time around again leg side-ish. Doesn't matter how many fielders you put there, this one skids very, very quickly off the turf to go for first boundary.
I don't mind the thinking. The plan is the right one, but Asita Fernando's execution is in question. You've got to start slightly outside off stump and bring it back in towards that middle stump. That's when you would challenge the batter. Oh yes, doesn't swing back though. 6 for none.
अनियन की रियल पावर टेस्ट करते हैं इंटेंस ब्रशिंग. हेलो हेयर अनियन शैम्पू विन्स इन स्टाइल. अनियन की रियल पावर.
Way outside the off stump, ball didn't swing. It's a lot to do with the use of the crease, I feel, for the bowlers. Six without loss, Pakistan. Fernando bowled a swingy over. It swung quite a bit, but the wrong line. Fakhar fetching a boundary in the previous over.
Change Sri Lanka made to the team. Pramod Madhushan with the new ball. Swing. But just as we saw from Asita Fernando, the line in question.
Yeah, have a look at the last ball of the previous over. You know where he's bowling from? He's bowling from that blue line, which is the indication for the umpire for the wide delivery. And when you look to push outside the off stump, the ball will not swing. He's got a
सेंसोडाइन रिपेयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट ये दांत के सेंसिटिव एरियाज पर एक टूथ लाइक प्रोटेक्टिव लेयर फॉर्म करके इसे 3 टाइम्स स्ट्रॉन्गर रिपेयर करता है। मेरी रिकमेंडेशन सेंसोडाइन रिपेयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट है।
But you cannot really keep bowling those full length Yorkers. Get to the length. If you bowl length, yeah, this is better. A decent pace, 137.5. Yeah, it's very different to Fernando. Runs in, hustles in quite nicely. He's not totally side on, but gets in a good position. A little slingy. He's not very high arm, but presents the seam very nicely.
Similar height to Asita Fernando. And, both get onto the batter a little quicker than you expect. That's what. Oh boy, it's gone all wrong. 5 wides.
So far, whatever we have seen, no good from Sri Lanka. Both bowlers spraying it around, bowling on to the pads. This 5 wide is not going to really help. There's plenty of swing there for them, but the lines are totally off.
And the swing will disappear very fast. That happens with the white ball, and also signs of dew out there. Moment it runs onto the outfield and that seam gets a little soggy or even slightly moist, the swing will disappear.
Well, that's where you want to be as a bowler. You don't want to just swing the ball in the air. You also want some help from the surface. That if you land the seam and if it's deviate off the surface, will cause more problem to the batters, because swing is not going to really harm them. Is anything off the surface, that is going to be a problem for the batters.
It gets cooler in the evenings. And looking at the flags, there's a nice breeze blowing across. He wants to. Sam Ayub did the right thing because Hasaranga had fired that in. Now, the breeze I mentioned on another day or in any other parts of the subcontinent, players would welcome it. But not the Sri Lankans here, I'll tell you, just having a look at them, the sweaters are out, hands in pockets, trying to warm up those palms. They'll be having those little tea bags, the hand warmers, playing around.
Raz, it's not that cold.
I'm telling you, look at them. The hands in pockets is...
Yeah, that's not acceptable.
Just trying to warm up those palms because it stings. It's not a great feeling, Waqar.
I can feel you. The way you just saying it, you're just feeling cold. Yes, it's cold when you still at some spot. It is, of course, getting a little cooler. Yeah, Sri Lankans are feeling a bit more.
Cold, not cooler.
For us, it's cooler. You haven't seen winter here yet. It gets freezing. I remember a couple of years back we played PSL here. It was just ice. Oh my God. That's not good. Pramod playing for the first time in the series, and It's not really helping the cause.
Pakistan are off to a flyer. They're on to 19. Extras 11. All wides. Kusal Mendes, no chance.
That's a finger breaker for a wicket keeper, because the ball kept on swinging and then sometime it hits you on the edge of the finger or the thumb. Doesn't matter if you're wearing gloves or not, it can damage. Got to get the length right. It's swinging. Try to understand that.
Two bowled, 19 for none.
Keratin, olive oil or avocado oil से visibly improved hair quality. So right side, hello hair color, colors to die for.
Two left-handers still there. Sri Lanka not really challenging them. The two fast bowlers are getting swing, but wayward, all right. 289 the target. Still quite wide of the stumps compared to Pramod Madushan is Asita Fernando. You mentioned back spin when Asita Fernando is bowling, and that's all to do with wrist position.
Yeah, one, you have to have a really good wrist position, and then you've got to make sure that you lock your wrist also, which you will probably see with Fernando when he's running in. He just locks the wrist. Let's have a close look on the wrist when he runs in. There you go. See that when he locks his wrist is kind of locked, so he's going to flick it. That is gone for 4. That flick didn't work this time.
It did. Flick of the bat. But Asita Fernando should not worry about that delivery. That was Fakhar Zaman coming at you. He took a chance and it works for him.
Yeah, again, beautiful seam position, but Fakhar Zaman had enough. That is the worry for Fernando, because once he goes toward that off stump and from that wide angle, the ball's not going to swing much, and then player like Fakhar Zaman, who likes to hit straight and mid-wicket, that can come in the arc. Watch that wrist getting locked. There. That wrist is locked now, so it will come out nicely.
So now all of a sudden the ball not swinging much. And that happens. Momentum. Ball gets slightly moist, that seam. The slip has disappeared. Deep square leg in place, short fine.
Not only that, you also got to think that this is not the same pitch what we played the previous match. This has got less grass, it's very dry, so spinners have more say. So whatever swing available is probably for 4, 5, maybe 6 overs.
That'll be 4. He's finding his timing. Fakhar Zaman, not good for Sri Lanka.
Well, this sort of player, this type of batter, when he gets going, things become really easy for the rest. Just pivoted nicely on his front foot, just made sure that he times it well and hits it in the gap.
Now if he tried to hit that hard, he would have hit it to square leg. But he knew there was a fielder there, and he makes sure he touches it. A slight little swivel, that's clever batting.
Yeah, against a new ball, you don't have to really hit really hard. You got to really time it. The new ball travels very quickly. It's good comeback.
Now all of a sudden, full face at the bat. He was very scratchy in the first ODI. Just couldn't get going. first couple of shots, if we can go back to it, you'll see it's a close-faced. But once you get a couple of boundaries, you start breathing easy, you start believing, and suddenly your hands relax, and it becomes a different ball game.
No.
27 for none after 3. Ball did swing for both Asita Fernando and Pramod Madushan. But then again, the line you start from, the line you attack, that's very important. Sri Lanka was 16 for no loss after 3. Pakistan doing even better. 288 for 8, where Sri Lanka were going, I just feel 20 runs short though. It's a good score, but the opportunity was there.
Yeah, with this sort of total, you need early wickets. And the ball was swinging for at least 2-3 overs, and it was very wavered from the Sri Lankan bowlers. When you have such a target, which is kind of in between, not a great target or not something which you feel that it's not enough. And they were all over the place from the word go. Very first delivery on the legs, again on the legs. A couple of occasions he missed out actually. And again wide. Lucky that he got stopped. And this one down the leg side. Very difficult for the wicketkeeper also. You cannot blame him for if he let one go, or if something just hit his hand and go for 4.
Lovely. You don't run for those.
Wow, this was very elegant. Saim Ayub just making sure he plants his front foot perfect, and then watch that. Don't have to say much. And he can hold it for a pose also. Lovely shot.
That forces the slip to disappear again. You highlighted the wayward bowling, and Kusal Mendes trying to stop a few deliveries. His fingers take a beating. You mentioned finger breaker. And after the first ball, it was... Oh, they dropped his towel. And after trying to collect the first ball of this over, it was pretty straightforward, but grimacing in pain. The finger breaker doing its thing, and now he's going to struggle right throughout the innings.
And it's also cold for you Sri Lankans, isn't it? Not easy.
Just look at him. Look at Janit Lianage at mid-off. That's a short fine leg.
I know it's very cold. Yeah, you can clearly see he's hurting inside those gloves. Wicketkeepers normally have those broken fingers, and because they've been doing for years, and they have strapping and all that. But if it hits on top of that and you're not in control, it hurts more, and wicket keeping becomes very difficult. You always reluctant, then you don't really put your hands with full authority.
7:20 p.m. here in Rawalpindi. Imagine what it'll be like at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, these lights are going to be still on. They'll be still here. Don't worry about that. It's not going to finish that quickly.
He timed it and he was off for a single. Suddenly realized, I got to say no here. The initial call was for yes, Fakhar Zaman.
Well, the swing is gone. That's for sure. It's up and down now. Fakhar wanted to take single.
Where are you going, man? Both left-handers looking confident, getting behind the ball. Doing it easy for the moment. 4 ball, 33 for none.
मैं हमेशा रेकमेंड करता हूँ शैम्पू प्लस हेयर सीरम का ड्यूल एक्शन। न्यू सेट एंड टच केराटिन शैम्पू बालों के डैमेज सेल्स को रीजनरेट करें। सेट एंड टच केराटिन शैम्पू।
.288 for 8. Starts for a lot of Sri Lankan batters. Janit Linage, the only one to go past that 50 mark. Positive start, positive reply from Pakistan. Bakar, the swing disappearing so quickly. Is it that the bowlers have changed their technique because the runs are leaking, or length?
It's a big fear factor also, remember, because bowlers bowl poorly in the first couple of overs and then suddenly realize that we've leaked too many runs. We have to pull the length back. And also, don't forget, when you've given runs in your first couple of overs, your mechanism, your body mechanism doesn't work the same.
They're looking to survive.
Yeah, when you're looking to survive and then your wrists don't come the way it normally does. Oh,
it gets worse. It doesn't get any better for Sri Lanka because he'll get a warning as well, a free hit.
Yeah, warning in his third over. That is never a good sign. Ball, I guess, slipping out of his hand. I don't think he's very damp out there, a little slippery maybe. That's another finger breaker.
I think it was a slower ball gone wrong. More pressure.
Free hit for Fakhar Zaman to deal with.
Because the batter's changed, the captain can change the field. So third man and square leg come into the circle. That's deep mid-wicket, and the long on pushed out for Sam Ayub. Here's the free hit. Oh, the fielder wouldn't have mattered. He's picked that up, and it's gone for 6.
Has he not seen Sam Ayub bat? You bowled him in the area where he loves it, and that to a free hit. That is asking trouble onto his bat. Watch him. Watch those hands go. Normally, he plays a no-look shot on that sort of delivery, but this time he just glanced it a touch. But what a hit. That's poor bowling.
It sure is. Now what do you do? We're talking about a bowler trying to survive. He probably doesn't want to bowl the next 4 balls now.
It's so crucial to start well as a bowler. If we, don't give easy runs, don't bowl those leg-sided deliveries. Get into your groove. And I think both the bowlers, they got it wrong in a very first over. Their first over. Bowling all over the leg side and easy runs were given. And now it is difficult. Because swing is gone and now they have to pull the length back. Pulling length means it's easier for Sam Ayub and Fakhar.
The fuller length is an attacking length where you're thinking of wicket and you're searching. Hammered in front of square. The ball's flying to all parts.
He's got such a fast hand, Sam Ayub. If he picks the length at the right second he can do this. Watch that. Look at that. Although the ball was very close to him, he was little cramped, but the hands were so quick. Boom.
They'll have to change his bowlers around. Asita Fernando is usually Sri Lanka's banker. You always need those bankers. Hasaranga is one of them.
Well, Hasaranga is going to be the key now. You have to bring him inside the power play. You delay, you're in trouble. You need to break this partnership.
Upish, but it hits hard. Sam Ayub, well, he's enjoying himself.
He was looking to come down the pitch to deal with the swing or the length the ball is looking to bowl, and then realized that it's short. I can actually hit it behind point. The ball is skidding off the turf now, going quickly to the boundary.
It goes down off the head coach.
And that's never a good sign.
He tried around the wicket. Now he's back over the wicket. .49 for none, Pakistan. That was a free hit. Even better. All off the middle of the bat. Yes, it'll make your head hurt if you're a bowler. If you don't pick up wickets, that white worm will run away, will keep running away. Talk about bankers.
Wear your attitude. Darren Sami by Asghar Ali.
Sri Lanka would probably have liked to bring him in later, but forced. Pakistan's openers are striking it to all parts. Oh, good start. Bit of extra bounce. 1,100 plus branches. Bank Alfala's current network. Open your current account at the nearest branch to enjoy various free services and earn Orbit rewards by maintaining or growing your balance. He's looking for the nearest branch.
Are you sure?
Well, the two boys next to us, they'll be looking. They are always looking around, but not for a bank branch. Shamir is a little quicker than the other two fast bowlers. Lanky, taller. I really like watching him run in. Very smooth. Bit of extra bounce for him too.
Yeah, he's going to be the key man with Hasaranga. I think Hasaranga might have to come a little earlier than he normally come and bowl, just for the sake of team, to get a wicket or two.
I might just hold him back though, Waqar. Two left-handers. And nowadays, players and teams look at those matchups. Sri Lanka, off-spinner, two left-handers. Nice easy run-up, lanky he is. Gets close to the stumps, just like the other fast bowlers. Locks that wrist. hits the deck hard. Dushmantha Chameera suffered with lots of injuries his career. Was stop-start, but of late playing consistently and ever improving. You talk him up and he bowls that wide. 50 on the board for Pakistan.
Came at good rate. That's the key for Pakistan. Opening partnership of any game is important.
There you go. The hand warmer.
Oh my God.
There you go. There you go.
I don't have problem with hand warmers as long as they keep their hands out of their pockets, because some of them were like having their hand in the pocket while the ball was delivered.
Little tea bags they are, and the moment you keep playing around with them, they heat up. And
is definitely more smarter, Chameera. Earlier he had pace and he looked to bowl really quickly. Used to leak a lot of runs, but now his pace, of course, is down with the age. He's 33 now. But he's got much better control, and of course he's injury free now.
oh, that's unlucky from Chameera's point of view. It's run away for 4, just missed the stumps.
Yeah, we've seen this entire day. Ball has missed stumps through the inside edge. It was almost just shaving the leg stump. Sri Lanka need a bit of luck to stay in the game, because these two, the way they bat, they'll take the game away very quickly.
They'll need to believe, they'll need to hang in there. Keep your chin up and keep going. First ODI, first 10 overs, Sri Lanka 75 for no loss, and then lost their way. It's a good over, really good over from Chameera. 54 for none. Good start by Chameera, but the other two fast bowlers, very expensive. Yeah, Sri Lanka, he's brought himself on. Now can he provide? This is Sri Lanka's 5th bowling option. It's mix and match. But if he can get through a couple good overs here to just bring Sri Lanka back in a little bit. Pakistan going at 9-0 at the moment.
I have a feeling that these two left-handers not going to let him settle.
You bowl like that, no one's settling.
Yeah, that's the pressure. I mean, Sri Lanka is not regular right arm off spinner. He's a part-timer, and already Pakistan have established the partnership, so they're not going to allow him to just hang around for too long. This was a little bit wide, had a bit of room to just play that shot. Played it nicely.
Nicely played, he tossed that up. Oh dear, it's raining. Raining boundaries here in Rawalpindi.
You bowl short it differently, but you not allowed to give flight. That was right up there for Saim Ayub to take no risk and play that beautiful drive through that gap. There was a huge gap there between cover and mid-off. Easy pickings.
There's deep mid-wicket, and now a long off. First 10 overs, you're allowed just the 2 fielders outside the circle. That's the challenge, and that's why he wants to hold Hasaranga back. So when he can spread the field, his variations come into the game a lot more. Because you tend to bowl flat, and that would mean you're not being that wicket-taking option that you like to be. Because a spinner, he needs to deceive the batter in the air, and for some reason, a lot more happier when you have those fielders there as protection.
Russell, you said previous over that you keep Hasaranga back, hold him back. For me, I feel that he should be bowling now. First reason is, of course, this partnership is growing very quickly, and the second is if it becomes wet.
Upish, long off. Oh, he's put it down.
What a start Pakistan got in pursuit of 289 runs. These two batters are going great guns. Both the openers finding boundaries consistently. Chamira into the attack, bowling his second over. Oh, the space off the surface is helping Pakistan. Batters out there in the middle. And for Sri Lanka to make a comeback into the game, and also scoring rate to plummet, they need to pick up wickets, and in bundle too.
Yeah, good evening Amir, and good evening all. Yeah, the ball's coming on to the bat quite nicely. You could see that it's sliding on, and all what the batters are doing is they're using the pace. Timing is so well. Loose balls they're pounced on, but any good length areas they just deliberately running it down. Oh, he goes hard. They're in with a mission, and so far it's been a very successful mission.
Oh, the margin of error for the bowlers has reduced drastically. It wasn't a bad delivery by any means. He's sighting the ball big. Just fetched the ball from outside the off stump, and off she went. Another boundary scored. Pakistan racing away.
They're setting the tone, aren't they? In the first game, we were critical as to how they approached it. Of course, different surface. But here, they came out very positively from ball one. Sri Lanka didn't help their cause by spraying it around, but now they've got off to a fly into the 8th over, going at 9+. So even if there is a flutter or a flurry of wickets in the middle, they can afford to kind of take it a little bit easy, play for time. So this opening partnership is turning out to be very, very handy.
Yeah, the asking rate is not.
Should be taken, but what Sri Lanka need to tell themselves is so even here that should be the strategy. If they can get one or two close to each other, plan obviously has to have two new batters, but to do that you need to first get rid of the set batters.
Well, the best opportunity they got to break this partnership is Vanindu Hasaranga. Can bowl those googlies to the left-handers and can deceive them. But at the moment, the captain relying on pace. and himself to break this partnership.
Last ball of the over. Making batting look easy because they're just picking their spots at the moment. They've got 8 in that over. 73 without loss. Those buildings are skyscrapers. They've already built a few skyscrapers in the first 8 overs. Sri Lanka was forced into bowl here. Quite positive that that was not part of his plan. And you spoke about Wanindu Hasaranga. Wanindu Hasaranga naturally is an attacking bowler. And he doesn't really enjoy bowling in the power play. He likes to have a little bit of freedom in terms of his field placing and some protection. But Amir, as an attacking bowler, seeing where Pakistan is, it's a big call he's got to make. He's got to go after wickets anyway.
Well, in trouble, you have to go to your premier bowler. Well, the name of the game for the bowlers and the fielding side is to pick up wickets. If they aren't coming, you have to resort to your premier bowler, whoever he is, whether it's Wanindu Hasaranga or anybody else. Or maybe Asita Fernando. Yes, he was all over the shop with the new ball, but you got to bring on your premier bowlers to be able to remove this batsman out there in the middle.
Yeah, they're doing it quite easily. And the thing is, it's been risk-free cricket. It's better. That's a very precious dot ball for the Sri Lankan captain. Needs to bring it back, needs to kind of bring in some control, needs a few overs. Oh, this is miscued. Will this be taken? Asita Fernando again, this time. Has it, in fact, Janit Lianage, has he dropped it? Oh, for the second time, for a moment I was unsighted, I wasn't sure. But that body language, that tells you the story.
Yeah, Lianage did well to get underneath that ball, had eyes peeled on it, and once his hands hit the ground, the ball spilled out. Another opportunity went begging.
Dot to end the over. That's a good over for Charita Sri Lanka, 76 without loss. Now that required rate, which was hovering close to 6 runs and over, little over 5. 5.2 with all wickets in hand. Pakistan sitting very pretty. One more over still left in the power play. So you couldn't have emphasized the fact more about the importance of wickets. That was unnecessary. Fakhar Zaman looking to swing across. But Sri Lanka needs wickets at this stage, and they need wickets close to each other and need them quickly.
Yeah, you're right. Sri Lanka needs wicket, and the crowd need to take selfies.
Well, I can tell you what is the best one could use for selfies. Maybe we can tell you after this ball. There you are. Vigo tell. You couldn't have asked for anything better. That's a selfie moment, I'll tell you. That's a crowd selfie moment with Vigo Tell smartphone. You're spot on, Amir. More runs behind square leg. But at least now they haven't had a boundary for the last 12 balls. So that's a respite for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, damage has been done. So finding frequent boundaries by these two Pakistani openers. And now they just can sail along. The pressure is off. They can choose some deliveries. They can afford that.
All eyes will be on Vanidu when he comes on to bowl, because he's the one Sri Lanka's main ace as a bowler. Who bowled. Bounced a bit, left the left-hander. But really didn't carry through to the wicket-keeper.
Yeah, one thing really surprised me when you talk about Sri Lankan strategy with the ball. Yes, both the batters, openers from the Pakistani side are left-handers, and yes, Saim Ayub was picked up by Asika Fernando with that in-swing in delivery. To have both the bowlers bowling similar kind of deliveries, it actually helped. And there was exaggerated movement in the air. They couldn't control it. I was surprised to see that Chamira wasn't given the new ball. That's in the air and taken this time around. Sri Lanka third time lucky. It looked like picking up wicket, Chamira, and he has.
Finally, they've managed to hold on to a catch, as you said, third time lucky. And Saim Ayub, who looked very threatening, looking to go over the top, bit of extra pace. And look at where he's batting. He's quite a few feet down the pitch, looking to force the pace. And hitting close to the splice and caught at mid-off. So that's an important wicket. Saim Ayub out for 33. Pakistan in the 10th over, 77 for 1. Babar Azam, what a player he is. Just 31 years, that average. Look at the numbers, 1900s, 3750s, 53 the average. Strike rate of just under 90, and I hope you can hear the crowd. They're chanting Babar, Babar. That's how popular he is. But this is perfect for Sri Lanka. Why I say that is, it's very likely that Vanidu Hasaranga will come on at the other end. So he's got a new batter to try and bowl to, so he can try and look to control things a little bit. But first things first. Good length delivery, good pace.
Yeah, some will be critical why Saim Ayub need to do that. But that's how he plays. He likes
सेंसोडाइन रिपेयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट ये दांत के सेंसिटिव एरियाज पर एक टूथ लाइक प्रोटेक्टिव लेयर फॉर्म करके इसे 3 टाइम्स स्ट्रॉन्गर रिपेयर करता है। मेरी रिकमेंडेशन सेंसोडाइन रिपेयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट है।
नजर आएंगे जो हर
on and gets you wickets. But I'm not so sure that he's bowled in power plays. So he had to sort of break the rhythm. He had to break. So get your best bowler if you can, because Sri Lanka needs wickets. They're not going to win by bowling dots.
Yeah, you got to net him early.
So who's your best option? Right, in terms of option, you got a massive option where you can download an app of Ficker Free and make sure that you have insurance at your fingertips. So that's the Ficker Free moment. So don't forget to download that app and get that insurance now. Get the insurance you need on your fingertips. See, the wicket has given Sri Lanka a semblance of control. Now the last 30 balls has conceded just 20 runs, and that run rate that was going at 9
सेंसोडाइन रिपेयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट ये दांत के सेंसिटिव
It's the end of the over. 84 for 1.
When you're defending a power score, you have to take half chances. That was a simple one. Not the right technique. The fingers were pointing towards the ball. And hence, it hit the ridge on the hand. And then he did all the hard work. Couldn't hold on to that one. Brought disappointment for the coach.
And eventually this was the final. This was the wicket. Lanka holding on to it. But you're right. I mean, you're not defending a massively big score. 288 is an all right score. I still feel Sri Lanka could have got past 300. Because they were in positions to do that. So now, on a good surface, we've spoken about it. The ball skidding on, due expected. Even half chances need to be taken. So still, I think the physio is out there, just making sure. I think they changed the helmet straight away. That's one of the things they do, and that's a requirement, I believe.
Had to make few adjustments, making sure it's the right size. You don't want, as a batsman, for the grill to move, obscure your vision. Made sure everything in place. Fakhar Zaman, he's ready.
Right, so now we see Wanindu Hasaranga. This was expected and no surprises. And it's a good move. With Babar Azam on strike, it's a very good move that he's bringing him on.
Great matchup this. Great matchup.
He'll bowl a lot of wrong runs here. He would want to pitch it up a little bit more. He starts off with a slightly shorter delivery, but push through a bit quicker. But when he gets into a nice zone, you'll see the ball coming out quite nicely. That's better. That's more like it.
Yeah, his main weapon is that trajectory he bowls with. That's where he confuses the batsman, whether to play off the front foot or go back. If you're indecisive, he catches you. A bit of turn. That's encouraging for Hasaranga.
And quite early in the piece, he bowls a leg break. Generally, he bowls a lot of wrong runs, the top spinners. That's clever bowling. Now they brought in a slip. So this is good captains. You need to attack. You need to look for wickets, and that turned. That turned a bit. And Sri Lanka is not going to win with bowling by bowling dots. They can build pressure. But what they need, well, I can't overemphasize it anymore. What they need is wickets.
Roshan, steady on. You are getting desperate in the com box.
Not desperate. But that's stating the obvious. But the last 30 balls, this tells you how much Sri Lanka has brought back some control. Is just 12 runs. Oh, yes. Only a single. So Wanindu Hasaranga starts off with a good over. 85 for 1.
Wear your attitude. Darren Sami by Oscar Ali.
Yeah, Roshan, the control you were alluding to. It happened after Sri Lanka was able to remove Saima Ayub. And boundary is elusive. It's been 34 deliveries now since the last boundary was scored by a Pakistani batter. Another bowling change. Madhushan was in the air. Hard chase from Chamira. Couple of runs for Babar Azam.
Very nearly, very nearly. Madhushan needs to bowl a good spell here. He went for runs in the first spell, and look at this. Babar Azam just pushing it, playing a bit too early, I thought. Just a touch early. Oh, for a few more inches. At that outstretched hand. Sometimes these stick. He can't afford to bowl giving him width. He needs to be tight because he needs to support Wanindu Hasaranga here. Hasaranga is going to create the pressure at one end, so the support he can give is to bowl as tight as possible, build the dots.
But bowling to a left-hander has been a challenge for Pramod. He sprayed the ball around, has conceded 22 runs already. And now he has to bowl to Fakhar Zaman. He somehow got some rhythm in his batting and the momentum.
With 5 fours, he's got 33 of 40. At the moment, against Madhushan, it's just knocking it into gaps. But it's so important that Sri Lanka bowl in partnerships. We talk about batting partnerships, Amir, and a bowling partnership is needed here for Sri Lanka.
Chamira has to make sure Pramod, who's feeling a lot of pressure, stays calm. Get his thinking right. Pramod needs to shake off any negativity he has in his mindset.
Right, you talk about a lot of things in Pakistan, but this is very famous. Tapal tea. Fans enjoying some tea at the Tapal Tea Lounge. Pakistan's #1 tea brand. Been enjoying a lot of it here in the commentary box.
You've been keeping that tea boy very busy, Roshan.
I love tea. I'm a tea drinker, you know. I come from a tea country.
Not cold beverages?
Tea country. Sri Lanka tea, Ceylon tea. They got 5 now of 5 deliveries. And with a minimum of fuss. Just steering the ball on either side of the pitch. So this will help them to relax a little bit against Wanindu Hasaranga. They don't need to take chances against him because they're getting runs at the other end. So that's why I say that bowling partnerships are so important. 2 is the call. They'll push for 2 and they will get 2. So that's a productive over for Pakistan. 7 of it, 92 for 1, 14 done. And it's time for some drinks.
Wear your attitude. Darren Sami by Oscar Ali.
मैं हमेशा रेकमेंड करता हूँ शैम्पू प्लस हेयर सीरम का ट्यूल एक्शन। न्यू सेट एंड टच केराटिन शैम्पू बालों के डैमेज सेल्स को रीजनरेट करें। सेट एंड टच केराटिन शैम्पू
100% gray coverage with no fear of hair damage. Permanent color with Italian formulation. So right swipe. Hello hair color. Colors to die for.
inside edge.
Like you said earlier, he picked him up to a googly in that previous game as well. This time the leg spinner slightly tossed up. Inside edge onto the front pad for Babar Azam. On the full. Oh, that is top effort. Really good. I'm sure they'll have a look, but that is a very good effort from the boundary rider. And hopefully he hasn't done his shoulder in the process.
Pathum Nisanka, it was the dew helping him to slide on, but this is my point. He searches and in turn gives the loose ball. I think Nisanka's done really well.
Great effort. Really, really good. And definitely saves a couple of runs. 96 for 1. Sri Lanka just holding things together. An excellent period after Pakistan was 77 for no loss.
That was not a slow delivery. Babar's reaction kinds of tells you that he felt it held in the pitch. A lot of work on the ball, so signs that dew is starting to take effect and make things hard. The towels are out.
Seven of the over, 16 done, 1 of 3 for 1.
You in a hurry? You in a hurry for KFC or something, Uruj?
Well, I don't know about the KFC, but I am freezing, so I'm in a hurry to get home. This is the honest truth. Vakar Yunus was on with, was it with you, where he said that it's not cold? Well, he hails from this part, so it wasn't cold, but it is freezing. Especially for us Karachiites, it is very cold. Well, the over will still carry on. 8 of the over, 1 delivery left. That's what you were talking about, Russ, earlier on. It is important to bowl well in partnerships. We need to give that support in terms of less runs in the over to keep the pressure on for Hasaranga to be effective.
You mentioned the breakdown. At that stage, Asalanka and Chamira, Hasaranga and Chamira were at it. That's why there was a change in the run rate and the complexion of the game. Asita Fernando's been off so far. Usually Sri Lanka's banker, you bank on him to do a job. They're going to have to show some resilience here. The Sri Lankans, 104 for 1. The 2 opening bowlers just didn't control the swinging ball. 7 overs between them, 64 runs. Chamira and the 2 spinners going at around 4 and over.
And you just heard a bit of the anguish as well, disappointment from Hasaranga himself as he's bowled that one.
Searching for the glory ball. Doesn't work like that. You generally have to set batters up. It's a process picking up wickets. There are just moments when you can sneak through and bowl that wicket-taking ball. And Uruj, you know jolly well, sometimes the wicket comes off a delivery that doesn't do much. It's because you've got the batter thinking, you've got him confused. He's looking for, or playing for something else and makes a mistake.
It comes down to sequencing the over as well. Understanding, like you said, how to set batters up. What would the first delivery of the over potentially be when the batter is looking to take the attack? Are you looking to consistently hold a player down the other end with setting him with 3 or 4 balls and then bowling that magic delivery? Or are you allowing for a single to a particular batter because you feel the favourable matchup is on the other end? So it's all about sequencing your over, especially in which phase of the game you're bowling. Tough art, leg spin, that is for sure. But if somebody's got it mastered, it is Hasaranga, amongst some of the greatest leg spinners in the modern game going around.
Oh, come on, Uruj, say it, say it.
Well, I'll say it, Russell Arnold for you. Wawindu Hasaranga. One of the best going around, 106 for 1.
Well, he's going off the field, one in the Hasaranga. Earlier, I did hear Roshan say that he thought Hasaranga did not move smoothly. I was with him. I also thought he ran across gingerly. And he's also struggled with injuries. Hamstring, groins. So you just...
Comes out driving smart. It is Inverex EV, Pakistan's smartest hatchback EV, Inverex Zeo. What did you say, Russ?
charge fast, drive smart. So hopefully he drives out there at the end of the over.
Well, at the moment he seems like in no hurry, absolutely.
Well, he drives fast, he said.
From Pakistan's point of view, you look at Fakhar Zaman now, hasn't been in the best of forms, but with a couple of chances to his name now, he has got himself in 40 off, 52, 5-4 so far. He must take this opportunity to bat for as long as he can in the game, try and convert into a big score. Hasn't had a ODI 100 in a couple of years now. Babar Azam also has been shy of those three figures in a very long time. Good early call, a good run in the end.
Against the quicks, suddenly he started looking good. Yeah, there you go, easing the back muscle there. Obviously a stiffness will lead through the legs and affect your hamstring. So just make sure that you're nice and loose out there. But after a while, he struck the ball well against the seamers, but once the spinners came on, he's again looked a little scratchy. But time out in the middle and runs behind you tend to sort out these little issues. So the start gives him, or the express start of the openers gives him that opportunity to take a bit of a breather. Akazaman.
That's why the Sri Lankan captain, just with a change in tempo of the bowling, Asita Fernando back in. Expensive in his first three, went for 30. Five of the over, 1-1-1 for 1.
World 3D Skin Serum. Vitamin C से मिले lighten and brighter skin. Hyaluronic acid hydrates and replants. Vitamin B3 reduce करे dark spots. Golden Pearl 3D Skin Serum.
So Hasaranga still not on the park. And that forces Asalanka back into the attack.
Top effort by the captain. Brings himself on. Remember, both the drop chances were off his bowling to Fakhar Zaman. Hasaranga not on the park. He wants to keep the spin at one end. Just speaking about Fakhar Zaman and how his innings has been sort of ebbed and flowed in terms of finding the middle of the bat and not. So whether he does still take that attack to the off spinner with the ball turning away. He was dropped at long off on both occasions. Mid-on is still up in the ring. So if he's looking to hit the ball straight, that is an option for Fakhar.
Good by Asalanka. His objective should be to try and get through the over for 4 runs maybe. Not concede that boundary. Get a couple of dots in. He's got a couple here. Now even if he just bowls a delivery, so the batter can hit the deep fielder, concede that single, I think he's doing the job for now. That would be his role, not search.
Well, we'll carry on with Pakistan's leading home appliance brand, Super Asia. Automatic washing machine with the magic of one touch. At the moment, Pakistan and the partnership building in ones and twos. 21 deliveries since that last boundary, which also came after 45 deliveries. With Pakistan ahead of the rate, run-a-ball partnership does it from here. Calls for two. The deep fielder had to do a lot of work to his right, allows for the couple of runs. 19 done, 116 for 1.
अनियन की रियल पावर टेस्ट करते हैं. Here's strength. Hello Hair Onion Shampoo wins in style. Onion की real power.
Stability in that white worm. It just hangs above. The Sri Lankan worm, Pakistan ahead. 116 for 1. Sri Lanka at the same stage on 90 for 2. Partnership now 39 between Fakhar and Babar. Spotlight always on Babar Azam. Misfield will get 2 runs. Spotlight always on Babar Azam because of the runs he's scored in his international career. He's been the mainstay and was the backbone of Pakistan cricket in that batting for a very long time. But he hasn't scored an international 100 since August 2023 versus Nepal in the Asia Cup. 83 innings in international cricket since then across formats. Long time. They'll want to break that 3-figure mark sooner rather than later. Crunch. That is a Babar Azam special. What a treat for the crowd.
Hits it hard into the ground. The large is square and it's very solid, it's firm. Look at it skid off. That's all he tries to do. He knows the deep fielder is square. What a lovely punch. No, 83 innings is a long time though for a player of his quality. 2.5 is definitely a long time.
The bottom of the charts in number of centuries. But you need at least one of your top order to carry on and make that big 100. Even during the South African ODI series, even here, Babar is just looking better. Every game he's looking better. He's getting starts. He's getting into the 20s and 30s. Just needs to convert. Hang in there. You said it, Russ. Time in the middle. Even the greatest require the time in the middle. But the bar he sets exceptionally high for himself. The numbers for Babar Azam in that South African ODI series: 7, 11, 27. First game against Sri Lanka, 29, and on 31 today. So you look at those numbers, he's getting in. He's getting the starts, at least in the last 3 games, in the mid-20s and 30s. We'll hope, all of Pakistan will hope, this crowd will hope, that we're in for a Babar Azam special tonight.
Yeah, shots there showed that Hasaranga ready to come back on the park, so good signs for Sri Lanka.
Attitude. Darren Sami by Asghar Ali.
The captain will continue with the ball.
Oh, good fielding. Sri Lanka would love to have Babar for dinner. I had Babar for lunch, Uruj.
Care to elaborate, please?
Well, check the menu that was sent to you. The name of the pasta. I had Babar pasta for lunch.
Thanks for the clarification, Russ. Yeah, where we had lunch, the pasta is named after Babar. Contrasting problems, not so many for Pakistan at the moment. Fakhar Zaman and Babar Azam have put together 52 between them.